All right, let's talk about mindset, the mindset of an entrepreneur. Now, before we get started, go grab yourself a pen and paper, just in case you want to take notes here. But like most people that get started in business, the thing that we worry about the most is, am I going to give up on myself? Can I do this? Will this be too difficult? This is a very normal procedure that we go through, and realistically, it's our brain trying to keep us safe. So when we say the word mindset, it's really easy just to think about your mind, but it's actually three things combined. It's your mind, it's your heart, and it's your gut. So your mind, in the traditional sense, is the logical decision maker, right? But this is also the fear-based protection system that we basically evolved from. Then you have your heart. This is where the passion comes from. This is where the emotion comes from, the love, the warmth, all of that sort of good stuff. They always say follow your heart, but sometimes following your heart can get you into trouble. And then you have your gut, right? This is the instinct. This is that higher level of yourself. And so many times we hear this, we feel this, but we block this out because it is so like our logical mind is so powerful. And generally what happens is all of these hit first, and then this is the last one. And what does it do? We start to justify. It starts to take over. All of the fears start boiling up. What happens if it doesn't work? What happens if, I fail, or people, judge me, or whatever the case is? But, deep in your heart, that this is what you want to do. You're made for more. That you can do it, and your gut's kind of pulling you in different directions. Generally, you don't actually know what this feeling is, because anxiety and excitement is the same emotion, but one is positive and one is negative. So when you feel that butterflies in your stomach, sometimes that could be like, oh man, watch out, because you're nervous about a desired outcome, or you're excited and optimistic about a desired outcome. But really, at the end of the day, when we're talking about mindset, it comes down to how you hold yourself. It comes down to a lot of different things. I made a quick little list here. So how you act. Again, this is, probably pretty self-explanatory, but the mindset and how you actually show up in your day-to-day is really important. And an example is, a lot of people go, hey man, I'm not a tech guy. I haven't made any money. I have no results. I'm nervous. I'm new, and it's like, I can't be that guy yet. But what if you're overweight? What if you're 20, 30, 50 pounds overweight? Do you just say, oh, I can't go to the gym? I can't go to the gym. I'm not fit yet. I don't look good. I don't fit into those nice clothes. I can't lift the weights. I can't do those things. Or do you just go and get started? And, like when I'm at the gym and I see somebody who's, like a big person, all I do is give them credit. Because I'm like, man, how hard is it for you to come up, show up, and start literally peeling back the layers and sacrificing your time to reverse all of this sort of damage that you did before. It's the exact same thing when we get into business. If you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire or even a, 100,000-aire or whatever, right? If you want to make more money or hit that next level, you have to start acting like it. If you want to go to the gym and lose weight, you got to act like a guy that goes to the gym, right? You got to act like a fit person. You got to drink the drinks. You got to stretch, and you got to eat well, and you got to exercise. You got to get a lot of sleep. Even if you haven't done it before, it doesn't mean you can't do it now. So one of the biggest mental blocks we get is, I'm not a tech guy, or I'm not a sales guy, or I'm not this type of person. I'm not good enough for it. But if you try and you show up like the person that is good enough to do it, then that's all that it really takes. And the cool thing is that's just a decision. You can either decide to do it, or you decide to not do it. Both take the same amount of energy. And when I say it takes the same amount of energy, is if you do it, you're going to be working and you're going to be focused, right? And if you don't do it, your energy gets sucked by the anxiety. Then the anxiety dragon, and we all know that it comes up and it just pulls you down, and it makes you think about all the things that you don't want to think about over and over and over until you get it done, right? So really, I mean, you don't need to be, you don't need to make $10,000 in your first month to be an entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur is to show up, is to want to become a better version of yourself, is to put in the time and effort, training and learning to do the things that are going to make you successful in the long run. How you dress. This is huge, right? How you dress, how you look is going to be direct reflected to how you feel. If you're a girl and you have like the little black dress, or a guy in a custom fitted suit, you feel like a boss. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can be, sick with a cold or the flu, and you put on something that, your power suit, or, your power shoes or dress or whatever it is. You feel good. I put this shirt on because I'm doing this video. If not, I'd throw on my black t-shirt again and, go about my day. But I feel good. I look good. This is a nice, breathable, silky, airy shirt. I love it. It makes me feel like I'm in business mode. So I put on the shirt, dress the part. Even if you're working from home, dress the part. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when I really want to get some work done, or if I'm doing any filming or anything that is going to be seen, either a go live or a video training or team meeting, whatever, I want to show up. Not only does it make me feel good, but it shows that I'm taking this seriously, which is very, very important when you start any sort of business, because people are going to be scrolling through your Facebook, and they're going to be checking you out and watching you, checking out your posts or whatever. They may not click it. They may not like it. They may not comment, but they're going to watch you. And how you show up. Are you showing up at your best, or are you passively doing this when it's comfortable for you, right? And I'm telling you, when I see someone brand new coming to my business, and within their first week, they've revamped their office, they've shaved, their beard, and they've, trimmed their hair, and they go out and they buy nice clothes, and they get set up, I go like, wow, this guy is serious, because our product sells itself. It's, if I invest in you as a coach, is that going to be a good deal for me? That's generally what people are saying. And if you look the part, trust me, you're going to feel much better. You're going to get a lot more sales. What you read right now on my desk. Well, I got quite a few here. So this book is about 2,000 years old. This is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I'm not going to say what, Aurelius. This is a 2,000-year-old book. To be a man, this is all about shame and guilt and guys just trying to be macho and not, stepping into their full power. This is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which, of course, Viktor Frankl was in the Holocaust, and he's a psychologist. He was the creator of logotherapy. And then I have The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, because if you don't know what makes you happy and you don't know what makes other people happy, then you're not very useful. So shout out to all the guys out there. Go get this book. Your wife or your girlfriend will love you for it. But what you read, what are you putting into your mind every day? What sort of thoughts are coming up? What are you dwelling on? And again, that's something that, here's another book randomly. This is the second part of Man's Search for Meaning. Cool. I should put all those back. But again, what you're reading is going to have a huge impact on how you go about your day. So every morning I come in here and I read for at least half hour for a couple reasons. One, it's my time. It's my time. I'm not on my phone. I'm not looking at a screen. I'm not in a rush. I get to sit here. I get to absorb someone else's thoughts. Again, these books, some of these are 30 years plus of knowledge, and I get to soak it up, and I want some time to think about it. And then I go about my day and I start to think about the questions basically that are in the book. It's a lot better than sitting in front of the TV watching the news, or scrolling on your phone on Facebook, or catching up on what someone did the night before, or whatever, looking at pictures of dogs, or, well, I like looking at pictures of dogs, but you know what the point is. The point is what you read, what you feel in your mind is going to come out in your life. How you talk, your vocabulary is ridiculously important. some of the speech patterns that we use. And when you get more into the sales training, you're going to learn how to use your tonality and how to pace and what we call mirroring and matching. So how you talk, the words you use is super important because most people, well, we're visual and we're auditorial, but most of us, we have our headphones in all the time. We're at the gym, we got background music, or turn the TV on while you're, putting around the house or whatever the case is. You're listening to music. We have a very keen sense for body language and tonality. How many times has your spouse come into the room and been like, hey, how you feeling? Fine. It's like, oh, that's not a fine. That's not a fine at all. That's a hidden message, right? But how you speak, how you use your tonality, the words you use, the pacing you use, being curious in the right situations. This is really, really important. And how do you increase your vocabulary? Read the books. Okay. Your connections. So a lot of people, they go to their jobs. This is mostly guys. You go to your job. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Cool. Women, they're a little bit more based around connections and people, where guys are more based around things. So, this is mostly for the guys. Again, shout out to the guys. Go read this book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. But are you consistently trying to grow your organization? Are you consistently trying to expand your circle or your network? Women are very good at this. Guys sometimes need a little bit of work, but reaching out to someone, hey, haven't talked to you in a little while, how you been? Or saying hi to the new person at work, or being the first person to get out there and put your hand out, or to offer assistance, or just someone to talk to. Starting conversations, because when we get into the ad copywriting, the closing calls, just day-to-day messaging and communicating with your leads, a lot of this is going to be on practice. Like, how many people a day are you bringing into your circle? And for a lot of us, we stick to our tiny little crew. And there's so many memes out there being like, oh, my circle's this small or whatever. It's like, oh, whatever. Like, when it comes down to it, I want my circle to be as large as it can, because you might be able to help me, because everybody's a pro at something. Okay, you're a pro at something. I'm a pro at things. You're a pro at things. Every single person on this planet is really, really good at something. They're better than you at something. So it makes sense. Whatever my weaknesses are, I want to surround myself with people that have that as a strength. So you can only find those people if you're reaching out and offering, hey, man, what's going on? Like, what I do usually once or twice a month is I go through my entire Facebook friends list. Hey, haven't talked to you in a while. What's up? Not everybody, obviously, but I reach out to people from high school I haven't talked to in 10 years. Just why not? You never know what door that's going to open, especially in our business. What you talk about. So this is kind of backing on to the connections. When you're talking to people, what are you saying? I remember I was at the lake last year, and one of my friends, he was parking the boat, and one of the girls, we were sitting on the tailgate, and she's, just making small talk. And I asked her a question. I said, what's the one sentence you want to be remembered for at the end of your life? She looked at me like I was crazy, right? But I was like, I don't know. Who are you? Like, what is it that makes you you? What makes you special? What are your goals and desires and dreams in life? Like, what is it? What are your fears? What sort of emotions do you go through? I want to know that stuff. I love to know how other people work. I'm heavily into psychology. It's one of the things I read a lot on, because I'm a human. You're a human. The better I can understand you, the better I can understand myself. So, what are you talking about? Are you just talking about, hey, have you seen so-and-so lately? Or, small talk or gossip, or talking about sports all day, or just talking about your kids? Or are you talking about stuff that gets you excited? It is crazy when you walk up to someone and you say, hey man, what's the most exciting thing happening in your life right now? And they go, what? I don't know, like, and they're like, because no one talks like that. No one asks deep questions like that. So if you can start getting into the habit of asking these really awesome, deep, inspiring, inspirational questions, you're going to open people up. They're going to look at you and go like, wow, look at this. Look at this person. Like I need to be around them more. Like, this is crazy. This is exciting. Asking someone how's the day, or, how's the weather. I mean, that's all right, I guess. But really, it's, you want to ask about the person. You want to know about them. You want to know, ask somebody something that they're never going to expect, and they will always remember how you made them feel. That is a huge, huge thing that you should take and write down. Is people don't, they, the only thing that they remember is how you made you feel, not what you look like, not what you said, probably a little what you did, but it's everything together. How did you make that person feel? And you leave an impact on them. Okay. Who do you hang around? So again, kind of on the same sort of path here. Are you hanging around your friends from high school that you wouldn't trade bank accounts with? Or are you hanging around with high impact earners? Are you hanging around with people that have goals and dreams and inspirations and are well educated? Don't get me wrong. If you have best friends from high school, awesome. That's cool. But you also have to have a group, a mentor group. If you're the smartest person in the room, you got to go to a different room, right? Just kind of the way it is, unless you're like Elon Musk, and then where do you go? Space, I guess. But like, really, who are you hanging around with? And this is one of the biggest holdbacks that a lot of people have, is you might run into a situation where you have to say goodbye to some people. It might be your best friend. It might even be a family member. And I know this stuff hurts, and you're like, I'm not doing that. They're my friends. Like, I get that. When I started my business in 2015, I had an entire different group of friends. They're still acquaintances, but they don't jive like me, man. Like, they're not looking to do the things that I'm looking to do. I want a castle. And when I say castle, I'm not just joking. Like, I want to, no, like, you can actually buy castles in Europe for like $2 to $5 million. Castles, like an actual castle with the drawbridge and like made of stone and like 500,000 square feet, like a real castle, right? Anyways, so the point is, like, I want to buy a big house, right, on the lake. I want to be a helicopter pilot. I would love my own helicopter to be able to fly around. I want to build a massive system that helps, 1 million people around the world replace their income and do great things with their life. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to learn different things. I want to learn how to play the piano. I have dreams. I have goals. A lot of my friends don't have goals. Their goals are going out that night or buying a new car. It's like, yeah, but if you're financing out a car, you can't afford just to look like you're rich. Like, that just, it's again, it's the mindset. Are you willing to sacrifice now to have the real success in the future? Or do you want to pretend like you have it now and go finance out a bunch of stuff only to be in debt, only to have all these limiting beliefs and shame and guilt and everything building up behind you, creating that shadow, right? Which is what we're not looking to get to. Like, of course, you want to integrate with your shadow eventually, another story. But the whole point is like, the people you hang around with, like, you are a direct reflection of the type of people. They say that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. It is 2021, so we're not really hanging around that many people, but we're hanging around on Zoom, so that kind of counts as well, right? And then how do you plan? How do you plan? Are you just getting up every day hoping that it's going to be an awesome day? Or do you plan your day? Every day I wake up and I plan my day. I get my shit done. Because if I don't write it down, I don't do it. I accepted it. I've said a million times, oh yeah, I'll do it after. I'll do it when I get back from the gym. I'll do it tomorrow morning. I'll do it before dinner. I'll do it after dinner. I'll do it before the show, after the show. It doesn't get done. So 2 things that you really need. Number 1, write it down, because there's something special when you actually write something down with your own handwriting. You know, it's like the purest form of accountability. It's like, I wrote this for this video. I wrote all of these notes. It's my handwriting. I own it. And then on the other hand, use your phone's day timer. Super, super easy. Get a Gmail account, hook that up to Gmail. One of the biggest reasons people get like anxiety in business is because they're scared they're forgetting something. So if you write down all the things that you need to do in your personal day, and you write the non-negotiable 100% do or die like air and water in your planner, you will never, ever worry about, are you missing something? And then really at the end, how do you look and how do you feel? So bringing this all back together. Are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your mind? Are you taking care of your heart? Are you taking care of your relationships? Are you taking care of the connections in your life that matter? And your gut, you know, how is your diet? Are you eating the right foods? The majority, I think 90% of your serotonin is produced in your gut. So if you're drinking carbonated this or drinking lots of beers or have a bad diet, high sugars or high carbs, or, you know, eating too much chocolate or whatever it is, you know, have a balance. And they always say the solution to pollution is dilution. Hope you guys like this video. Mindset is one of my favorite things to talk about because there is a very thin line between the big version of you and the small, you know, skeptic, limited belief, scared, fearful, jealous, envious person. And then the big version of you, the person that gets things done, the confident, proud, energetic, kind, happy. It's very, very easy to fall to the negative side. Just make sure that you support this side. You give it everything that you can. Again, very simple. It's all a decision. Make sure you get your mind right, and we'll see you on the next video.